That win against Wolves feels like Newcastle's season is back up and running. But it's only going to be back up and running if we can keep the momentum going. And we should be going somewhere like Nottingham Forest and getting a decent result on paper. Doesn't always go that way though, supporting Newcastle, does it? It's the Nottingham Forest match preview coming up, so make sure you stick around. Welcome back to Black and White Banter, you lovely Newcastle fans. If you are new to Black and White Banter, or if you're not, either or, drop down and give us a little like now before you've even watched this video. It goes a very long way. It makes all of this video editing worth it. Just allows more people to watch this. And it's nice to be nice, isn't it? So go and do that now. Get Black and White Banter across all social media. We post on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and Twitter almost every day. And, you know, sometimes serious, normally not. Normally quite humorous content, and it goes down a storm. So make sure you get Black and White Banter on there as well. And if you like this video, make sure you whack that subscribe at the end. So it's Friday night football. Fancy that? Friday night, under the lights. As I said at the start of this video, I feel like Newcastle's season got started again against Wolves. After the break, obviously, barring that Leicester game on Boxing Day, we slowed down a lot. Scoring goals has become a problem. Started to concede a few. Then the cup final came into play, which was always going to be a distraction. Always. Because we hadn't been in one for 25 years. That was an amazing weekend, but it's done now. And that Wolves win on Sunday, it felt a big game going into it. It was just huge. It felt huge. Liverpool had lost, Tottenham had won. It just felt a really big game. And I was over the moon that we got 3 points. But not only that, we played quite well. First half, we should have had more. That press was back, that intensity was back. The attacking changes that Eddie Howe made, I thought, worked. And now we go on to Nottingham Forest on Friday with that momentum from that game going into it. And again, I think with the international break coming up, this is a big match. It is. We can set the standard for the weekend, being the first team to play. Get 3 more points on the board because this challenge for this top 4, top 5, top 6 is heating up. Look at Brighton. Look at Brentford. Some really big informed teams. Chelsea are now back in the mix because they're starting to pick up results, as I guess we all expected. Graham Potter's not a bad manager, but it's looking like it's hotting up. So we need, if we are realistic about European football as a team, which my God, I hope they are, and I hope they keep pulling the fingers out to get it because we've been there for so long this season and it would be huge for us to get some form of it. Games like Nottingham Forest away are big games. They are, because we've still got Spurs to play at home. We've still got Chelsea to play away. We've got Man United. You know, a lot of the teams around us we've still got to play. And the teams like Nottingham Forest, who are 16th, I'm not going to go as far as saying fighting for their lives, but they are. Let's call a spade a spade. Nottingham Forest, their main aim this season is to avoid relegation with the 255 players they have in the squad. So, on paper, we should be going there and getting a result. Now, I'm not going to sit here and claim Nottingham Forest is an easy place to go. They've picked up some very notable results of late. They've obviously beaten Liverpool at home. They got a draw against Man City, which not many teams do, especially not teams in Nottingham Forest's position in the league. I expect this game to pan out with us having lots of the ball, them playing on the counter-attack to a degree with players like Johnson, Gibbs-White, pacey players who can cause us problems. But let's not forget we still have one of the best defences in the league, and I think my vision's been clouded a little bit by the fact we conceding goals again, and we forget how good we are as a defensive unit. Yes, Nick Pope's made a couple of questionable decisions in recent weeks, but he's still a fantastic goalkeeper. Kieran Trippier's performances a little bit mixed since the World Cup, but still a fantastic right back. Botman is one of the best centre-backs in Europe, in my opinion. And then you've got Mr. Fabian Schär, who's not really putting a foot wrong at the moment. And then Dan Burn picked up on Sunday. We've got a back 5, the goalkeeper, that is going to stand us in good stead at tough away nights in Nottingham Forest. And that's why I'm always confident as long as we can do things at the other end. So I do expect us to have lots of the ball. I don't think Nottingham Forest will be able to deal with our press if we can make sure we stamp that on this game. I wouldn't make any changes for this one with regards to my team selection. I really wouldn't. Why would you? I don't like a team that's chopped and changed. Yes, I've called for players to be mixed up recently attacking-wise, but that's because goals weren't being scored. I don't want those changes to be made every single week. Eddie Howe, I really hope he doesn't do that. So for me, Maximin stays in because he was a lot better on Sunday. Isak 1,000,000% stays in. He is looking every bit of that £58 million player because he's only 21 years old. I thought he was brilliant against Wolves. And Jacob Murphy, I think he did enough to stay in the team. I really, really do. And he's full of running. He's full of endeavour. He's passionate. He likes to whip the ball in early, which could work in our favour in a tough place like Forest to go. He stays in as well. Yes, Almiron came off the bench and scored. He's done that kind of thing in matches for us where I still don't think his overall contribution is great. I think Jacob Murphy at the moment could have more of an overall match contribution to what Almiron could. Jacob Murphy's more comfortable running at a man as well. So assuming maybe Jack Colback plays left back, the Ginger Perlo of once Newcastle colours, Jacob Murphy can get at him. He can. I don't know what their team selection will be. Midfield, Joe Willock, absolutely brilliant on Sunday. Against Sunderland Wolves. Long may that continue. Then burst and runs, that's only going to fill him with confidence. We obviously, without Joe Linton again, he would have been great for Nottingham Forest away. So we're just going to have to deal with that. Bruno, in my opinion, his performances, particularly away from home in a cagey game like this, maybe need to pick up a little bit. Shoot me down for that one if you want. I think Bruno is an amazing player. One of the best we've had for, well, definitely in my lifetime as a central midfielder. He's class. But I don't think his performances recently have set the world alight. And I think he kind of gets away with that sometimes with regards to the media because of who he is. I want Bruno to maybe take the game by the scruff of the neck. I've never come out at St James's Park or a stadium away from home for a while and thought, Bruno's my man of the match. I haven't. And I want to say that because I love the man and we know what he can do. He can thread the eye of a needle and he's also not been too bad in front of goal for us neither. So the team stays the same. I like the fact we've got options. Callum Wilson obviously hasn't made the England squad for the Euro qualifiers. I didn't expect him to. I really, really didn't. But he's got competition now. Callum Wilson, I love the man, is still a fantastic substitute to bring off the bench in the 60th minute. Eddie Howe's comments about Isak confused me. I was going to do a separate video on that actually. I've just been really busy this week. I don't understand what he meant by Isak isn't fit to play 90 minutes in his team. Why? Why is he not fit enough? He looked fit enough to me just before he came off on Sunday. I don't understand what that comment meant. Eddie Howe's comments more recently have confused me a little bit, if I'm being totally honest with you. But we've got options there to come off. Almiron's come off on Sunday and scored the winning goal. Make changes if changes are needed. There's some familiar faces we're going to be going up against. John Joe Shelvey will make sure Nottingham Forest know everything there is to know about how we set up. John Joe Shelvey knows everything about Eddie Howe. That's going to be a factor. Eddie Howe will know that John Joe Shelvey will be repeating those things. But I think our midfield can have John Joe. I think they really can. I think our midfield could even wind John Joe up a little bit. I'm sure that the guy will get an amazing reception from Newcastle fans. He'll get an amazing reception from me. But we can win this game. We have more quality than Nottingham Forest. Let's get hold of that ball. Let's stifle them. Nottingham Forest Stadium will be bouncing on a Friday night. I've got no doubts about it. Proper old-fashioned stadium. Quieting them down in the first 20 minutes is key. And I'm still worried about our quality in the final third. That's not just going to change overnight because Maximin and Isak have come in. I'm worried about whether our chances can be taken. If they can, I fancy us to win this game. Just don't get beat away from home. I think in these sorts of matches will be my first thought. But we have to go to places like Nottingham Forest and get a result if we are serious about 4th, 5th and even 6th place with the other teams breathing down our necks. So it is a big game with a break coming up and then Man United next. It's a very big game. I'm going to go for Newcastle 2-1. That's what I'm going to back. I am going down to Nottingham Forest. I've got a ticket. I haven't done the away bus because of the dog sitting situation for a couple of away games now, which has broke my heart. I'm back on the party bus tomorrow. There will be a vlog coming all the way down to Forest. I think we're going to Wetherspoons first before the match. Happy days. So make sure you whack that subscribe so you don't miss my match vlog. And let me know in the comments what you think your predictions will be for Nottingham Forest away. Can the boys bring it home and would you make any changes to the team? So the next video you'll see me on will be a boozy one, going down to Nottingham with the lads. So I will see you on that one. And all I'm going to say for now is, however, lads.